Okay, today I'm here at the Vanishing Point Art Gallery in King Street, Newtown, with Mark Wotherspoon, who's a glass artist, and here he is. Hey Mark, how you doing?
Hey, good, thanks.
Okay, Mark, this is your solo show of a whole lot of work you've been doing over the last how many years?
Oh, it's probably it's my first solo show, so yeah. It's a culmination of about 2.5 to 3 years' work.
Okay.
With a short break in the middle for a major project. But apart from that.
Yeah. Okay. I know them. Well, I think we talked about that project.
Yes, we did.
In the past, yes. And you had great success with it. So, but these are just ideas that they've all been basically done in your slum to recycle glass.
The majority of the work here is in the recycled glass. Yes.
And you get and they're old television sets.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, anything that's not the brighter colours, these sort of grey hues. I don't know if we'll pick up on the screen, but we've got sort of purple and green hues going on through these glasses. That's the recycled television colour.
Okay. So, I think you know we've talked about why you chose to use recycled glass. Can you just?
I think so. In the previous discussion we did.
Because it's an available resource. It's easy to work with.
Yeah, it's quite a good quality glass for what it is. It just takes a bit of grunt work to get it to be usable. So I mean, out of a big TV, you can get about 20 kilos of glass, which is probably worth about $200 or $300. But there's quite a bit of work, and there's a lot of rubbish generated from that as well.
Well, that's the material. Tell me about the idea, the theme of this piece. We've got, with suspended men, lying figures.
Okay, so this work was, I guess this work was my first sort of self-referential work. And probably my most self-referential work. It was the end of university, and it's called The Revelation of Death. Essentially, it came from the idea of living without religion, essentially, and things that you have to come to terms with.
Without a framework or
without a continuation after death. And so, really, that's what it's about. There's a highlight on this man here with. He's in the centre in this particular instance, but that's highlighting the individual in a group.
Because it's a human thing, so it's not just a...
Very much, yeah. It's an existence and a human thing.
It's an existential...
Yeah.
I was watching a documentary about Egyptian mummies today.
Oh, yeah.
And how they lay them out and they prepare their bodies. And it just reminded me of these figures. I mean, they've got a very funeral... They look like dead, but peaceful... figures in repose.
Yeah. Well, it's that permanent sort of. Glass is very permanent, and these works are permanently in situ. They don't. Once they're in this position, they don't change.
Yeah. No, I think this is my favourite piece. It's so peaceful and beautiful, and just sort of the image just haunts you. I mean, this whole idea of the soul or the body or death. I look at this. Okay, we've got a series of boats now. And that's a perfect metaphor for life's journey.
Exactly.
Especially in lots of different cultures, how you actually some cultures put bodies in boats and set them off burning, right?
To Hades, I think it is.
So tell me, what was your inspiration or your idea? Why,
Well, this one's almost a continuation of the previous one. I think this was a little bit less macabre. It's more about the decisions and the choices we make in life and life's journey. Like you said, it's the boat is the classic metaphor for that singular journey.
Yeah, because it nestles the body nestles so nicely in it, like a seed in a pod.
I mean, if you look at the way the two works are hung, they're almost they're quite similar. You've got that length and breadth.
And the same height. So there's a definite visual connection between the two.
Yeah, and if we bring it across to this one just over here,
I was going to.
This is kind of along the same lines. It's very, very similar in concept.
I was alluding to it. So now you have...
Now we have the birth of something.
A being, a fragile being. It's called fragile or?
Conception.
Oh, the conception. Now, at the opening, I swore this was an emu egg. In fact, I said it was an emu egg to several people. And they might have been laughing behind my back because it's glass, isn't it?
It's solid glass. It's about 7 kilos.
So you polished it. How do you polish something like that?
It's just on machines. It's all done with different grades of belts and things like that.
Can I knock it?
Like that? It's heavy. You can
it's
try
glass. I won't break it. Yeah, that's... Ooh, there's a crack. Hang on.
Funny.
No. Okay, and so again with the figure and your metaphor, like, and you explained to me on the opening night, this is the child within?
Yeah, it's sort of I've left that out of the title. I've just titled it Man. So
Man. But there's a figure, there's a small figure, not necessarily a child, is it? But it is. You've recycled. Look, talk about recycling. You've recycled your maquette.
Yeah,
of the TV boy.
It's
inside.
been recast for this one.
Okay,
yeah, but essentially it's the same figure.
Yeah. Well, that's my reading, and I think that would be the most people's reading would be a child within, because you're in the chest cavity. I mean, it's like the heart beating, or that's where your soul center is, or you know what I mean?
And the child's gazing up to the inside. It's this sort of strong pose of the man versus the inner child.
And that was your first impulse, or you wanted to protect the?
I think, I mean, laying straight concepts along every work is a bit. You know, I like the work once it goes. It's okay. It's loose. If somebody comes along and reads it differently, that doesn't really it doesn't bother me. So
but sculpture's a very public thing, especially when it's put in public spaces. Mm-hmm. So often, the most obvious thing is the obvious idea is what people take from it. You know, without the personal history of the artist.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, but without having something to read, then each person will come up to it individually and have their own reading. So
this, to me, is a spooky one. This looks like a drowned person.
It does. That's that water aspect of glass.
Yeah, was it by accident or?
Oh, well, it wasn't. This work is just really an extension of another work.
This is beautiful. Later. It's beautiful. When you look at it, it's like looking into a diamond. You know, there are facets.
No, that's crystal. It's just this particular glass is not the recycled glass.
Okay, here's a shot of Mark looking through the glass in the camera, through the eyes of the. That's what I like about glass. You can do things like that. You know, light goes through it, and like you've lit it very very well. You know, there's up lights, there's down lights. Oh no, it's all right. Just adds. So here you've got sort of like little, flatter faces, and for me they don't work as powerfully as that one because they're like flatter.
Yeah, well, it doesn't have that full depth. This one is, it's the same essentially, sort of conceptually. It's not a face captured. It's not. These works are ones that I've been kind of playing on.
And then there's a brilliant little one, this is my introduction to you. This is the first one you exhibited here, isn't it? I think it is. It's a little guy. I mean, he's cute, but he's utilitarian. You can stub your cigarettes out of him.
He was actually my quit smoking work, and I've been giving up for years, and I just needed to have something to kind of put me over the edge of not picking up the cigarette. And this is the turtle that comes and takes the butts away at the end of the day from the ashtray.
Wow, that's brilliant. I mean, I can sense you're really immersed in all your sort of ideas and your themes and your concepts, and you just you just build them. You build them, and then you move on in your own words. So so this is like clear a few years of work. You've got a new direction planned, or?
I'm going to try and get a little bit more abstract with the abstraction. Mm-hmm. I'm going to play with this figurative versus abstraction kind of mix, and so for these works that with the frames, I think they're a little bit still too figurative, and so I want to try and take more away and see where that leads. So,
Okay. Well. Best of luck with that, and again, it's been a pleasure talking to you. And,
thanks, Peter.
Good luck with your next exhibition.
Cheers.
No worries.